It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 10 of The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at two new sneak peeks that were released for Season 10 Episode 3 of The Walking Dead, which is called Ghosts, and I'm going to be breaking it down for you guys. Now, this is going to be a very interesting video because I'm going to put some of the pieces of the puzzle together, and I'm going to make some bold predictions in this video in terms of what we might potentially see coming up with Carol specifically. So the first sneak peek that we're going to look at comes from Talking Dead, and it's basically Carol. She's inside some sort of building. She is just sitting down, and then she hears something, and she goes towards the sound. She sees some sort of a door with a broken window frame, and then she looks through. There's blood on it. She looks through and she sees this person or walker. It's unlikely that this is a walker. This is most likely someone who's already alive. We just don't know. But what's interesting is that as she turns around to leave, we basically get Henry in the background saying mom. That's very interesting. Obviously, she's hallucinating and she's basically hearing Henry talk to her when Henry is not there. He's gone. He's dead. But what's interesting is this connects to one of the shots that we saw in the trailer. If you remember, in the main trailer of Season 10, there was this shot where we had Carol, and in the background we had Henry. So obviously Henry is right here. There seems to be a slit on his throat, blood pouring out, obviously connected to how he was decapitated by Alpha. But Carol is hallucinating Henry being there. Now, if you take a look, I'm just going to go back and forth between the two frames. You can see this is the exact same scene. So most likely after Carol turns around, hears Henry saying mom, she's going to turn around and she's going to see Henry looking at her. But then she's going to probably turn around and leave. But what's interesting is that Carol is seeing things. She's hallucinating. Now, keep that in mind. We're going to revisit that. I thought that was very, very interesting, and that was a big, big reveal. Carol hallucinating. Maybe we'll see this more often as well. Now, another sneak peek which we're going to look at actually is of the council. So there's a council meeting. Michonne, Daryl, and the others are basically talking to the survivors and letting them know about what's going on. And I think this happens right after Gamma and the Whisperers show up at Alexandria's gates, giving them the message that they should come to the border to meet with Alpha and the Whisperers, to go there and wait for them. And I think in this shot, Michonne is trying to get everyone's buy-in into that decision to go and basically wait for Alpha to see what she has to say. So in this shot, we obviously have, I think, some members of Highwaymen here. And we have the new comic character who was recently introduced, Dante, there as well. And we pan out and we see the other characters. We see Carol here. And the others I don't really recognize. I think that's Gage right there, the Hilltop teen. And in the voiceover, Michonne says people are on edge and it's going to get worse before it gets better. But we aren't going to get through this at all if we don't act as one. So she's just trying to get everyone to basically be on the same page and to act as one, because they can't defeat the Whisperers and this paranoia that's going on if they're isolated from one another. And then it changes to another scene where we have Michonne, Daryl, and Carol looking at a map. Michonne talks to Carol and Daryl. Michonne says 3 objectives means 3 groups. So they're going to separate into 3 groups. One group, as she says, will be Gabriel, who will take point guarding the gate from the northern wave. So from the north side of Alexandria, Gabriel will take some people out and they will guard Alexandria from walkers and maybe some Whisperers who are going to be coming in from the northern part of Alexandria. Meanwhile, Aaron will take some troops and handle the southern wave, breaking it up before it hits the wall. So Aaron is going to do the same thing but from the southern end. And he's going to break up the herd, who we do see in the trailer for this upcoming episode. And Aaron is most likely going to try to stop the herd or break the herd before they hit the walls of Alexandria. Now, one thing that I thought was interesting was that Gabriel is going out by himself. For comic readers, we know where that might be heading. And also based on the trailer and some other teases that we've been getting, we know there's going to be a scene where Aaron is going to be in trouble and it's going to be Negan who's going to show up and save him. That might also be in this episode because everything kind of lines up there as well. And then we have this shot of Daryl, Carol, and Michonne. Michonne says that leaves us and the border. So as Aaron and Gabriel are guarding Alexandria, this group is going to head towards the border to meet up with Alpha and the Whisperers, as requested by Gamma and the other Whisperers who showed up at the Alexandria Safe Zone gates, which we saw also in the trailer. Now, what's interesting is Carol says, you're really going there unarmed. So there's a lot of things we can get from this. One is that she's saying you're going, not we are going. So maybe Carol is not going with them, or maybe not initially, because Carol is saying you're going. If she was going with them, she would have said, we are going there unarmed. So that's very interesting. But the other thing that's interesting is that they're going unarmed. So they're still following the rules. And they are maybe taking a little bit of a risk. Even though they are guarding Alexandria itself, the people that are going out there to the border, they are putting themselves in harm's way because they're not carrying any weapons and they may not necessarily like what they see. Because as we see in the trailer, Alpha is actually going to order the Whisperers to take out their guns. We don't know whether they're going to shoot, but that's going to be very interesting. And I don't think Michonne and the other survivors are going to be ready for that. There are some speculation that Lara, the ex-Savior, who we also do see at the border with them, is going to be shot and killed. That's possible because she was very close to the border. And if it goes down the way we think it's going to go down and the Whisperers are just going to shoot a bunch of people down at the border, then Lara might be the one going down. Then we have this shot of Daryl saying, we got no choice, so we have to go there unarmed. We have no choice. Again, Daryl and Michonne and the other survivors, or some of the other survivors, are trying to follow the rules still. And then it jumps to this shot of Carol looking under the bed, grabbing a gun, checking to see if there's any ammo, and then basically heading out. Now that's very interesting. So if what I said about Carol not initially going with them is true, then she might be going on a rogue mission. She might just let them go to the border, but she might follow them, but not have anyone notice that she's there. And when she sees Alpha, she might try to do something. That's interesting. I'm going to come back to that in a little bit. So then we have this shot of Carol taking some pills. So that connects to what we saw initially. She was seeing Henry. She was hallucinating Henry talking to her. So if that's happening, she might have some sort of depression. She might be hallucinating. She might have some PTSD. And the fact that she's taking pills. So that's also very interesting. And it hints at Carol not being in the right frame of mind. So she takes the pills. So that's basically the end of the second sneak peek. Now, what I want to show you, this is not part of the sneak peek. This was in the trailer. But we do have the survivors meeting Alpha and the Whisperers at the border as requested. So we have Lara there, Michonne, and Daryl. And we have Alpha here. But, like I said, we don't see Carol here, which is interesting. And like I said, Lara is definitely close to the border. If the Whisperers end up shooting, she might be the one that goes down. But one thing that throws me off is this shot and the next shot, because Carol is there at the border, what we didn't see her with the others. And then this shot, Carol is clearly there talking to Alpha. So that's very interesting. That throws me off a little bit. The only thing I can think of is maybe she's not there, but when she sees Alpha, she comes out of the woods and starts approaching Alpha. And that could be where this scene comes from. So Daryl, Michonne, and the others may be shocked to see her there. This might even be the reason why Alpha orders the others to basically take out their guns. Because, remember, Carol has a gun. So if she takes out her gun, that could kind of create some tension. And Alpha could order the Whisperers to take out their guns as well. That's going to be very interesting if it goes down anywhere close to what I'm saying. But I'm very excited about this episode. Again, these are some bold predictions, but some of it we could actually put together based on everything that we've seen so far. But again, I could be wrong about all of these, and we won't know until we see the episode and see what happens. But that's pretty much it for my video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.